Hello, this is Julie, Silver Stitches here on Flosstube. Welcome back. I know I just filmed last night, but apparently this filming thing is like a filming bug. I don't know. Okay, so I updated my board because I decided to stitch last night. I also reorganized all of my current works in progress. This is the picture because why not, right? It was midnight, I couldn't sleep. I had some kind of mental block on why I couldn't sleep. Didn't really fall asleep until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. That's not the point. But here we go. So I organized everything into project bags, and I organized everything into 3 different bins. So one bin was the full coverage that I'm currently not doing, so there's only 2 or 3 items left in there. The next bin is anything that is not full coverage, that I deem full coverage. There are some full coverages in there, but they're paper patterns. It doesn't count. Somehow full coverage is only a digital copy because I can't. Anyway, and then the other thing is that black bin was things that are in timeout, things that have been finished, things that are currently getting a temporary break, not timeout because I'm grumpy, just because, or new patterns that I haven't started yet. So, for those of you who watched last night's video already, I've already gone through 1 bottle last night between filming and this morning, so full bottle. My goal is 2 bottles a day, and then I guess 1 overnight because I almost finished it, so I don't know. And then I also have, of course, because it's only like 9 o'clock in the morning, coffee. I wanted to film this because maybe this will be the thing. Maybe little baby updates from the previous day. Maybe throw them all together at one point. I want to put this one in today because I'm going to tell you my plans, because at the same time everything just happened last night. So before I get started with the board, with the projects, with everything else, recently I've been asked, how do I stitch on all of my big projects? This is how I stitch on all my big projects. My size 2, is it? Yeah, number 2 nerd hoop. This is my preferred method. Sometimes I use a stand, a lap stand, but that's very awkward because I have to always be turning it, unscrewing the stuff, and it's definitely frustrating when I'm doing confetti. It's less frustrating when I'm doing big blocks of color because then I don't have to switch as often, but still have to switch it. Okay, so I know that you didn't really see the board yesterday, but this is the updated board. I have 2 things to show you for today. So I finished the goal for number 3. I know that the numbers are all backwards because I should have done, in North American standards, I should have done the numbers on the left-hand side, but I did them on the right-hand side because those are temperature stitches. So what I did was for number 3, so not number 3, but Fractal 53 was called for my first get it to the next 1,000. So I did that, and I surpassed the 1,000, so now it rotates again. So I put in 80 stitches last night. This is what I'm talking about. This is Fractal 53 by Cross Stitch Collectibles. And I'm going to see how long I can wear the sweater before I have a hot flash, because I feel like I want it to be a cozy day, even though the sun is shining now. And so eventually we will do grass today. I think lawns, but not yet. And because James, he stays awake all night and I stay awake all day. It's a whole thing. But right now I feel very like, okay. So, Fractal 53, if I didn't show you, but I probably did. And then, so it was only 63 stitches or something to make the goal, so I put in 80, and you might be able to see through it, and you might not be able to tell what I did, but there are 80 new stitches in, I filled in, I also had a color completion. So if you remember last time, there were definitely more spaces in this area, and I added more down here as well. So that is now up for temperature stitching, but I will tell you all those plans after. Yesterday, temperature stitching was number 4. So before I decided about how I was going to reorganize the temperature stitching versus the make it to 1,000 stitching, I had stitched on mini beginner seashell. It's still 9 o'clock in the morning, so words are still very difficult, but here we go. So mini beginner seashell is a heaven and earth design. It is Flosstube nose. Okay. I had put in 106 stitches because that's how long it took me to upload and re-upload last night's video. 106 stitches. So I turned my tablet on while my phone was uploading the video and stitched away, and it took 106 stitches to get to where I am now. For my get it to 1,000 goal, I still have 149 stitches left to get to the 13,000 stitches goal. So right now, this board's over there, that's why I'm looking. This is so 12,851 now, out of the 25,298, and 50.80%. This is my number 4 project for temperature stitching, but again, I'll get to that later. Probably right now, in fact, but that's okay. And there will be some shuffling because my bags are not in order of 1, 0 to 9, so who knows. But anyway, for Fractal 53, so 2,011 stitches now. That brings me to 13.41%, and my new goal for that is 989. Rotate the clock. Okay, so I decided that I wanted to just write down 0 to 9. I wasn't picky. I didn't know. Wasn't picky. Didn't matter to me. The count, the whatever, the anything. You can't even see the whole board. But I decided, what happens when it's my day to work on it, plus it's the time that, you know, the temperature to work on it the same day. I don't want to work on the same project for the whole day, because, I don't know, sometimes I do, but usually that's not me. So I chose I chose the top 10 non-full coverage pieces that I wanted to work on, threw them in random bags, I don't even know, and so that will be also what I'll be working on. So how I think this is all going to work out is, if I have made that goal already, so things like Fractal 53, that is the new temperature stitch until it comes up again, because there's no way, chances are, I'm going to get through 989 stitches. I might, but until the next rotation of the whole thing. So, does that make sense? So instead of when I'm supposed to be stitching on Fractal 53, which is going to be the next little while, instead of that, when I am no longer stitching on Fractal 53 for the temperature stitching, I am going to be working out of this magazine. Surprise, surprise. Not surprised, but it's a surprise to me because this was at like 2 o'clock last night or this morning, and I don't remember what I did. So, okay, so this is out of this. How about we just go in order from 0 to... Back the train up, party people. Organizational skills, not happening today, I guess. You know when it's really good coffee? That's really good coffee. Okay, we're gonna put the board like this because that is how I like it best, even though... Okay, so abstract tulip is first. I know I showed it to you last time, so I'm not going to show it to you again, but this is the fun game when I say, what bag is it in? No clue. So, zippers. Nope. Zippers. Ha. Okay, so, up until abstract tulip gets... How do I want to do this? If I have met my 1,000 goal, that can be now part of the temperature stitching. If I haven't already called it, like if I already haven't gone through the whole thing, it will be Warm Winter Wishes, no, what's it called? Winter Sampler by Maria Diaz. I'm just trying to find the space of the chart. There's a good one. It's little. Can you see it? Anyway, I'm working on this little snowman. He is out of some World of Cross Stitching magazine at one point. Can't tell you when. Yeah. And I was thinking, for this project at least, that I would do the whole individual motifs, because that whole project is pretty cute, but I can't see me focused on stitching it for that whole time. So, I meant to show you this yesterday anyway, so here we go. This is where we're at with that one. I am just filling in the sky. This is going to be his hat. It's mostly full coverage, but I'm not counting it as full coverage because paper copy. Yep. So, or maybe if I don't have to work on, it'll be a choice. I can work on A or B, you know, or both, depending on time-wise, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I want to do it. I'll figure it out. Figure it out as I go. But my thought, yes, yesterday was, if the 1,000 stitch thing has already been called and completed, or if I'm in the middle of doing 1,000 stitches and, you know, 0 comes up, then I have that extra project to be able to, this is sliding all over the place. Okay, then I have that extra project to be able to not have to focus on the same project before. I'm talking in circles. Okay, Christmas Gnomes was in the, I think I already saw it, Christmas bag, I think, the winter Christmas bag. Okay, and in that, so for number 1, it will be Seahorses by Mill Hill. I showed this to you yesterday, but if you missed yesterday's video, this is what this currently looks like. I'm working block by block, and we're still in the top half, so I can fold it over. Here we go. Whoosh. There we are. So, stitch until I get tired, I think, is how I'm going to work the stitches for temperature stitching, I think. Again, who knows? Thank you for joining me on this chaotic adventure. I don't know how long this video is going to be because I thought it was going to only be 15 minutes anyway, but apparently not. Okay, next is Fantasy Home. I think Fantasy Home is in the double bagged version because I only have 9 project bags. I'm going to have to go to Dollarama and get myself another, because there's a third bag like this that's green. I have a red one and a blue one, and I think there's one out there that's green. So before they go off the shelves or stop producing them or whatever they do, yeah, so I'm showing you, oh yeah, okay, so in here I should really put Fantasy Home and Fractal 53 because that makes the most sense, because they are back to back. Does that make sense? No idea. Or I should just put Steampunk Protocol and Pokemon Starters in there because those are back to back and last. Anyways, we're making the switch. Okay. Which means my projects for 3 and 4, whatever, doesn't matter anymore. Okay, doesn't matter. Haven't started it, doesn't matter. Okay, so, I'm gonna deem the first one Flox Box by Ink Circles. Oh, good cover photo here. It was out of a Just Cross Stitch magazine, I think. Nope, Cross Stitch and Needlework of May 2012. So Tracy Horner, Ink Circles, Flox Box. I'm doing it all in a floss that I don't have here right now, but I remember picking up more. So you can see it when I open it up. So hopefully I won't have to stitch on that soon, because I'm going to need to find the floss for it. But it goes this way. I started in the bottom left corner, just I don't know why, but because. And I'm having a cool day to try and figure out lighting, because it's super sunny outside and I don't have any lights on in here. But anyway, Flox Box. So I will find the variegated floss. It's a DMC. It will be found somewhere. Alright, so let's do that for Fantasy Home. So that was number 2. Number 3 is going to be The Pedigree of Honey by Sharon Pope. It says, the pedigree of honey does not concern the bee, a clover, any time to him is aristocracy. A really fun pattern, and if I could find the fabric, what is going on today? Okay, so know that I'm showing you the pattern, but know that I have the bee skip, the beehive all done, and one of the pots, and apparently I'm going to need to find where the fabric went. Did it go in here? Is this it? I think this is it. Why was it out of the... Oh, this is another storage method that I am highly thinking of not using anymore, just on its own, is the see-through paper protector things. Anyway, here we are. Bee skip, 1 urn, or vase, I mean. The fun thing about this vase, though, is that it's not counted properly. So if I want to mimic the other vase on the other side, it's going to have to be counted from that vase, not the chart vase. The whole thing. A whole thing. Alright, so those are all going back in there. Hopefully I will be able to find that skein of variegated floss. Otherwise that project will be on a timeout until I do so. Who's next? Alright, Mini Beginner Seashell. I think this was, no, lies. It was going to be something else now. Did I ever get to show you this pattern? Nope, no, because I haven't talked about it yet. Okay, okay. I have a pile that I haven't talked about. It's still in the box. I have a pile that we talked about earlier in the video, and I have a pile that's just, you know, that I've already talked about. But with this bag, I haven't talked about the actual project yet, so I had to, it's a thing. Okay, so anyway, number 4, this is very holy today. Okay, so number 4 is going to be cottage garden samplers. Every time, friends, every time. Samplings. Things, I think. Okay, cottage garden samplings. This is Promise of Spring. And I'm doing it on a light blue 14 count Aida, so it's going to be massive, but I didn't think about it like that at the time. So this is where we're at. And so it was projects that I knew I wanted to work on, but I didn't know how I was going to incorporate them into the real world of, I might even need to stitch this video together. Wow. I thought I was just going to jump on and be like, hey, how's it going? Here's the new plans. We're doing a mini whip braid again. Okay, so, oh, that doesn't go there. That goes in here. What's this project now? Okay. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense for the bag. Kind of does, though. Okay, so, alright, so in the mini Dragon in the Morning bag as well is number 5. It is also going to be a project. Yes, okay, so I'm going to have to insert a picture here. This is White Mandala 3 by a person on Etsy who's no longer there. Handmade Magnolia hand. Anyway, that's what this is. And I'm also doing this one in a variegated floss, and it's on a 14 count Fiddler's Aida. And I was doing this for like the Glamorous Shish Kebab, the Glamorous 3 event that Siski Stitches hosts, but then fell off that bandwagon because, you know, that's just Julie. So I think there's of course there's I'll have to look at the chart, but I'm pretty sure it goes this way. 97% sure. Anyway, it's a variegated blue to purple. Green to purple, people. Green to purple. Alright, so that was number 5. Number 6, haha, now this is going to be this. Oopsies. Okay, so, this comes out of this magazine. It is Cozy Winter Mugs by KEB Studio Creations. So it's going to look a little bit like this. I'm doing it on a 14 count something or other. kind of like a beige, I don't know, in Roxy Flossco flosses. And I have miscounted, obviously, because my name's Julie, but here we are. And it might be see-through, it might not be, and that totally might be my back. There we go, let's try that. How about that? How about that, everybody? Alright, so, but that is the edge of the mug on this side. This side. So, that's good. But look how nice my back is. Ah. So, yes, that's good, that's good. So yes, stitch on it until I get tired of stitching, I think, is how the temperature stitching is going to go. So, example, like today, right now, it's something like 14 degrees out there, and, but that is also my project that I spun for. So, Mini Beginner Seashell is going to be the next getting to 1,000. That might actually just be going to 1,000, but we'll see we'll see when we get there, because who knows. Oh, bananas! I forgot the chart. That magazine's going to die soon. I mean, the front page is falling off. Okay. Oh, and I guess then the back page is falling off. Okay, that's that. That's done. We only have 3 more things left, so let's keep going. Okay, so, Mini Watching the World Go By is number 7. So, nope. The problem with putting the new piece in the front and not writing anything else down is that I have no idea what's behind the new piece. Okay, that is not that. Alright, and I'm pretty sure I put Steampunk Portal in the red bag, so that must mean this one should have what's that called? Whatever of deduction. Okay, here we go. So, I started this project and didn't finish it at all. Sorry if I just bumped the camera. I'm having a fun time with my board. Okay, so, comes out of this book. I picked this up at the local flea market, and I am working on these fairies in the back here, if that will focus. I'm working on the June fairy, which is this one right here. And I am at, where's the roundabout piece of fabric? There it is. So at one point I cut off a length of fabric that I no longer needed. Okay, so at one point I cut off a piece of fabric that I no longer needed from a full coverage. This was how long it is. I'm not done yet. Keep it going. Okay, so this is how long it is. So, in order for me to figure out if I was actually going to make it, I folded it in half. And I think I folded it in half again. And then divided the amount of across stitches by that number. But this gives me a good opportunity to show you, of course I folded it the wrong way, my progress. So, I just started in the middle of the June Birthstone Fairy. This is by Cooler Designs. And, whoosh, here we go. So eventually, she will grow. I hope. One day. Okay. And so that is for number 7. Number 8 is Number 8 is one of my favorites right now. She is a Nora Corbett. She is mini goss swallowtail. Yeah. You wouldn't think she's one of my favorite, but sorry, no, one of my favorite Noras to stitch right now. So yes, okay, so here we go. Here she is in all of her winged glory. I have all of the stuffs, even the Krynic or whatever that is, and even a bead pack somewhere in here. So I'm ready to go. I am not missing anything. Everything is here. I'm gonna put that board over there because it's distracting. Okay, so when number 8, yes, when number 8 gets called, here we are, nice and easy. I'm going to have far more fabric than I'm going to need, but that's okay. Here I am. This is her. She is beautiful. I love her. Can I finally figure out how to get her in frame? Nope. So I finished her body. I started her hair at one point, misplaced the color I was using. It fell on the floor, and then stopped doing her hair. So that's why only this part is done. Did her wing, and then I'm probably going to finish her mid-line, her hair, her head, her whatever is left, and her legs, and then do the other wing because that's a lot of same, because the wings are, I'm pretty sure, same. Well, going through that box last night, I was thinking, oh, that's where that went. Because I did have new charts that I knew I wanted to stitch at some point. Couldn't remember where I put them. Story of my life. Okay. And then, last but not least, is number 9. When number 9 gets called, it's going to be Steampunk Portal and Folk Hello. Folk Hello is going to try and make a finishing appearance by the time this, hopefully by the time this is done. So, hopefully. So, here we go. I started this back probably in 2019, 2018. Yes, I did. I misplaced it, I think, for a little while, a couple years. Got frustrated, not frustrated, but thought I wrote down all the colors, but these aren't all the colors I used. And so now I'm just filling in the rest of the H of the hello. Hello then will be done, and I will be able to try and problem solve my next venture. Because all of those flowers, maybe some of those colors are called for, but definitely not all of them. So that's where that is at the moment. And that, my friends, will be my temperature stitching. So today's plan is to work on getting the rest of Mini Beginner Seashell stitched, and whatever the current, at the time I'm stitching, temperature is, so it'll be a surprise. Maybe this filming once a day thing might be a thing, and then just uploading everything all at once a week. I feel like I'm more, I know what's going on. I know what's going on when I'm filming right after I do it, kind of thing, but I don't think that's going to end up happening. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed what you saw, because it was fun filming it. I don't really know what it was going on half the time of this episode, but that's okay, right? And I know you saw me drink far more coffee than water, but I'm planning on going for a walk before the rain starts. I don't know when the rain's going to start because the sun is out, so hopefully it will all dry up. But we did get a shower or a rain thing last night after I filmed, so that's okay. These all barely fit in the box that I have for all of my projects. I have one of those foldable, collapsible boxes. And that's only half my projects. Storage solutions, man. Alright, but they do all fit in. And I will leave this one out because I am going to work on it today. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your Friday. The plans for this weekend are a little bit in the air right now, depending on the weather. Definitely not going up to the trailer. That is a no-go right now this weekend. But we are planning on helping one of our friends install new sod for his front and back of his house. I don't know when it's going to be dry enough to do that this weekend, but we were going to do it on Saturday. Saturday is calling for thunderstorms. Hopefully Sunday will be a little bit drier. Maybe. But we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, have a great weekend or whatever day you're being able to watch this. And I will see everybody later. Bye, everybody.